Seeing Tommy intentionally being naughty is a little peculiar, but in a way that's really satisfying to watch. This is what we get with Rebel Without a Teddy Bear, which is the first segment of the 17th episode of the second season of Rugrats. And the only thing about this that annoyed me was the fact that Tommy kept calling the teddy Henry, and Chuckie and Didi were calling it Herman. I didn't like that aspect of it. I didn't think it was interesting or necessary. But the rest of it was pretty good. Tommy's stuffed lion is filthy, and I have to say I really liked the way it looked. It was very effective to make it look kind of grubby. It did kind of make my skin crawl a bit. It also reminded me of my beloved teddy bears as a child and how some of them started to look a little bit worse for wear. I never had a lion though. Actually, that's not true. I had Simba's, Disney Simba's, but um, I never had a beloved pet lion like Tommy. I love the design of it. I think it looks great. And Didi takes the teddy bear away because it's filthy. And Angelica sees this great opportunity to tell Tommy to be bad because something has happened to him that he doesn't like. He doesn't agree with it. He thinks that the teddy has been taken away for good. And Angelica teaches Tommy how to be bad. And I don't actually want to say too much about what Tommy does because that's part of the joy of watching it. What on earth is he going to do next? But Angelica really pushes the boundaries, and there's a kind of tit for tat moment, which actually I feel like was fair enough. I don't agree with it, but Angelica suggests Tommy gets rid of something of Didi's, and I don't think that that's the right thing to do. But at the same time, if somebody takes something you love without your permission, they need a taste of their own medicine. Again, I don't think it was the right action, but I can understand the motivation behind why Tommy might, even for a second, consider doing that. Something else that really made me laugh is one of the first things Tommy does. I know I said I wouldn't explain too much about what he does. This is the last one I'll mention, I promise. Tommy, at Angelica's advice, well, she suggests throwing clothes around the room, and I just thought, this episode is probably teaching children to do that because most young children will happily pull out a drawer and not necessarily throw clothing around, but if they're looking for something, they'll just fling the clothes all over the room. It's a common sight to see a toddler's or a young child's bedroom just covered in clean clothes that was previously neatly folded in the drawer. And I'm not a parent, but I can imagine that, unless my cat counts, of course, but I, I cannot imagine how frustrating it must be to spend ages folding laundry, putting it away, and then to walk into the room and to just see it everywhere. So I think there are some good tactics in this. Angelica has got some pretty good advice on how to be bad. Ultimately, what happens with the episode, with the narrative, I thought worked very well. It was a really interesting narrative, very well developed. Hopefully isn't giving children some advice on how and when to be bad. I feel like as long as they stick with it, then stick with the episode, then the message will shine through. But if they just catch the beginning of it, a little bit awkward. But generally, it was really great to see Tommy behaving differently. It's always just a nice change of pace. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Definitely a good episode. Do I remember it? No, I don't remember this one from my childhood at all. But that doesn't bother me at all. I still thought it was a pretty decent episode.